What is Delaware? Delaware is one of the 50 U.S. states. It is located on the eastern coast of the United States between New York City and Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. The state of Delaware is the second smallest state, the first being Rhode Island. Delaware is often referred to as the first state. It was the first state to sign the U.S. Constitution in 1787. But Delaware is best known for its 15 secrets. Let's discover them now. Secret number 1: international reputation. Delegations from around the world come to Delaware to learn and understand the functioning of its corporate system, which is absolutely unique in the world. Secret number 2: public records. Delaware's public records contain the name of the company, its legal form, the date of its creation, and the name and address of its registered agent. However, these records do not contain the name or address of the company's shareholders, directors, or officers unless this information was mentioned in the certificate of creation, which is rare. The absence of this information is particular to Delaware. In most states, the public records generally contain the name and address of the company's directors and officers. Secret number 3: investment required. Delaware does not require a minimum investment in the company. The shares need not have a par value, and a paid-up share capital of $1 is sufficient. Secret number 4: bank account. A company created in Delaware has no obligation to have a bank account in this state. In fact, there is no obligation for a Delaware company to have a bank account in the United States. But it is normal and especially logical for a U.S. company to have a bank account on U.S. soil. Secret number 5: head office. A company created in Delaware has no obligation to have its head office or principal place of business in the state. But what we often see is a head office in Delaware and a principal place of business in another state. Secret number 6: shareholders, directors, and officers. A single individual can be a shareholder, director, and officer of a Delaware company, all at the same time. The minimum is, therefore, 1 person. In addition, there is no obligation to reside in Delaware or even hold meetings there. Secret number 7: freedom of directors. The directors of a company created in Delaware are free to establish the selling price of the company's shares. They can also adopt, amend, or repeal any of the company's bylaws. In other words, they have a lot of freedom. Secret number 8: corporate income tax. If a Delaware company does not have a physical place of business in the state, it generally does not have to pay income tax in Delaware. Secret number 9: personal income tax and sales tax. Generally, if a person holds shares of a Delaware company but does not reside there, the person does not have to pay income tax in Delaware. In addition, Delaware does not have a sales tax. Secret number 10: succession duties. Generally, if a person holds shares of a Delaware company but does not reside there, no succession duties are payable in Delaware when the person dies. Secret number 11: favorable legislation. Delaware has enacted a series of corporate laws that are favorable to companies and recognize the freedom to contract. These laws are among the most advanced and flexible in the United States. The Delaware legislature constantly updates these laws in order to maintain their effectiveness. Secret number 12: specialized courts. In Delaware, there is a specialized court in corporate law called the Court of Chancery. The court relies on case law developed over more than 200 years, which ensures a great deal of consistency in the decisions it makes. Secret number 13: creation costs, and annual tax. The cost of creating a Delaware company is among the lowest in the United States. As for the annual corporate tax, it is comparable to the corporate tax paid elsewhere in the country. Secret number 14. Speed of creation. In Delaware, it is possible to create a company in just half an hour. Secret number 15. Ease of creation. It is very easy to create a company in Delaware, especially when you use the services of an attorney or a firm specializing in the creation of U.S. companies. Finally, here are 3 points you should remember. Point 1. Since 2001, CorpoMax has incorporated thousands of companies throughout the United States. Although physically located in the state of Delaware, CorpoMax offers its incorporation services in all 50 states. In addition, CorpoMax has customers in over 50 countries. Nevertheless, 95 times out of 100, CorpoMax receives an order form requesting a Delaware company. Point 2. Delaware's Division of Corporations is a group of public servants fully dedicated to their mission. The division is operational from 7 a.m. to midnight, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the public, Monday to Friday. On several occasions, I was able to talk to a public servant late at night. The division is so efficient that it has obtained international ISO 9001 certification, proof of the excellence of its quality management system. Point 3. It is generally not recommended to include the name of the shareholders, directors, or officers on the certificate of creation of a Delaware company. Indeed, with time, people leave or are replaced. It is therefore preferable to indicate this information in the corporate ledger rather than the certificate of creation.